Good morning. Do you know or have a dog that has a big problem jumping up, that they get so excited that they jump up and you can tell they're like an explosion of energy? That's what I'm here to talk about today. That's the topic. This is Jody Fitzgerald, with the CEO and founder of Fitz Your Dog Training, and I am a licensed and certified family dog mediator. And I'm here to talk about the dog's view, anything and everything dog, the good, the bad, the happy, the funny, and the sad. So, jumping up is a huge problem for many people. It can leave you feeling frustrated and confused and embarrassed. People just, it can be something really unsure of how to deal with. And it obviously makes a big difference for between little dogs and big dogs, because little dogs, I have little dogs, they get away with a lot of jumping up. Absolutely, they do. I'm not going to deny that they don't. They do. But if a big dog is jumping up, it can be a big problem. A big dog could jump up on me and knock me over quite easily. I'm not that large, and especially if they do it unexpectedly or with really big excited energy. So I want to talk about how the dog feels a bit here. The dog is often it's this kind of jumping up we're definitely talking about is excitement, and it's like a hose, garden hose that's just full of energy, and it's got to go somewhere. It's got to get out somewhere, and that's the way that the dog is focusing it. And this can be, I mean, some dogs have it in their genetics to jump more than others, for sure. I think that most dogs can jump pretty good, and other dogs have learned it. They've learned this as a way to get attention. That's They've learned that it's okay to do this, to jump in to say hi, and they're not understanding that you don't want them to. Sometimes when you try and get them off, it even becomes a game. So and the dog might even think you're joining in. So that can be, it can be very confusing for the dog, and they really don't know what they're expected to do. And the first thing that I would like to suggest, I want to make a couple suggestions here before I go into my 10 o'clock solutions. I want to talk lots more about this topic, but clear body language from you can be a huge help. If you're clearly letting them know you don't like it, right? I encourage people to not let dogs jump on them. Some people think it's really neat when their dog jumps up, but if the dog has a problem and is doing it when they shouldn't, when you don't want them to, then you should not let them jump up at all. And once this skill and understanding and communication is fully understood, then maybe a dog can be taught to jump up on command, because I know a lot of people like to do that. So just being really clear, you can't do it sometimes and not other times. That's so confusing. Dogs, I think, go through a lot of that, right? You can do it this time, but you can't do it that time. Might depend on your mood. You've got to be aware of your moods, how that affects your dog, and not do things sometimes and not others. It can be very confusing to them, and if you suddenly get mad when normally you're happy about it, it would be really confused. So clear body language, and one and always remembering that when they do a bit of stepping back or something, to be praising the calm. I love to say praise four on the floor when those feet hit the floor. That's when you're yes. And another big thing to remember when a dog is jumping up is it's off, not down, because we too often are telling our dogs to get down off the things or to lay down. But off is so much clearer. And I use my hands, right? Like if they're jumping, it's off. And you being very clear about it. Really, the language and your body language, dogs are needing that, and letting them know when they do it right is the huge factor that's so important. Um, they need to know when they're doing what you do want them to do. We can't get stuck on the no. We don't want to get stuck on the no. We want to find the things that we say yes to help them to know that that's what you want them to do. Just being clear with dogs can make such a huge difference. So I do have a lot more to talk about to do with that. It is a conversation that I have with many clients about jumping and preparing ahead of time. That's another big one. If you know the dog is going to be a problem at the door, then maybe have the dog on a leash and help the dog learn that they don't have to be so excited when somebody comes in the door. There's ways to do that. Or have the dog in a kennel until the person is in and settled or something, like whatever you need to do to decrease this behavior. Because I do believe with many behaviors, the less the bad behavior happens and the more good things happen, the dog will learn to go to the good things because the dog is looking for the good things too. So clarity, body language, thinking about what the dog is going through, that excitement. I mean, you have to, put a leash on the dog if it's going to be jumping at the door on everybody, just to start with for safety. And encourage your dog to stay calm. It can be really hard if you don't practice, especially ahead of time. It can be really hard for a dog to control himself, even when you do suddenly put them on a leash at the door. So there's ways to work with this and to help that kind of experience and help a dog understand better and more of what you want. That is the kind of thing that I'm going to be talking about more in my 10 o'clock live with my Paws and Hearts Club. This jumping up is a huge conversation, and and there are solutions that really work. I do believe there's a lot of lack of communication and misunderstanding and self-regulation learning on the dog's part and us too, because we have to always remember that we're the key player in a lot of it, and our mindset and how we are with the dog, it can make such a huge difference, because I do believe that dogs are waiting and they're looking to us for direction and how to fit in to their daily lives. So great conversations happening in the Paws and Hearts Club. I want anybody, please share this with anybody who is having some problems with their dogs. I would love to have more people in here. The conversation, we can focus on a dog every week and look at go through behaviors and understanding and finding the solutions. I will do that one-on-one with everybody to start with, but we can also do it as a group, because I do believe that we learn from each other's experiences. We learn different methods and different ways of dealing and helping dogs together. And every dog teaches us something different. And I have learned so much from the many dogs that I'm working with and that I've worked with in the past and with rescues. And you add all my nursing experience and working with geriatrics and caring, so much caring. And I have, empathy, huge empathy. We get to step into the dog's paws, take a look at their view and see what we can do to make life so much better together. I know there are so many ways to do things and to help this work. So please check out the pawsandheartsclub.com. Where's my little thing here? A banner. Is it pawsandheartsclub.com? Please check it out. If you're not sure about it, message me. I'll let you know more. It's a great deal. And to get that one-on-one that you're looking for, anybody that's a dog walker or works with dogs, breeders and groomers and stuff, to get tips on how to work with dogs better and to do more care that's easier, without less fighting and without less fear. Let me know. Join the Paws and Hearts Club. We got some great conversations happening, and I really want dogs to stay in their homes and fosters to be successful, so dogs can be adopted, and I want adoptions to be successful. And it's very dear to my heart, and I'm dedicated. So check it out. Check out the pawsandheartsclub.com, and I hope to see you there.